Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Collapsing World, Rise of Radicalism. As y'all know from the last video, we played as the think tank league, but not this time. We're playing as another underdog, the Trans-Caspian Provisional Government. So what we can put together from this is pretty much that this state is another white Russian remnant army. They got saved by the armed forces of South Russia, and now we're trying to rebuild and possibly take over Central Asia, it seems. We're going for the usual electronic mechanical engineering and basic machine tools. But it seems our nation has several issues. The Basmachi issue, revolutionary government, strong pro-monarchist sentiment, which that seems good. It seems the military is pro-monarchy, but the government's more social democrat. Waning British influence. Oh yeah, because the British also kind of help with Transcaspia. And then army issues. Yo, we gotta get that sorted out pronto. I was looking through the Far Eastern Republic, and this might be, playing as Kerensky might be who I do next time, because he seems pretty cool with how he can reunify Russia. So right now we're gonna try to better our army, get some factories, and try to get a little more stability and war support in our nation. Transcaspia's political situation, dominated by a coalition between the Menshevskis and the SRs, by Ashgaban revolutionary Fyodor Fuketov. However, tensions are high, troublesome Basmanchis and the Red Army. Coalitions in my CW game? RIP in the chat for the Pope. We're going for a traditional army rather than a adaptable army. Now we're trying to reorganize the garrisons to fix any problems we have in the military. He's back again. Gulp. We're gonna save up political power to get this infantry expert because he is OP. RIP the British expedition withdrawals from Transcaspia. A shame, but one that was needed. Yeah. Looks like our fellow white forces in West Russia volunteer army. Hopefully Pavel succeeds in that. The DNBAP takes control of Bavaria. Wait a minute. That's the dude from TNO. We're trying to deal with the Basmachi issue with the Pavel over here, because it's a bad negative modifier that's really hurting our country, honestly. We're now getting the infantry expert. Ooh. Austrian fort. Ooh. We should try to be peaceful and come to an agreement, I think. The Americans are at war. We'll see who wins. Oh. Let's see. California's beating the Pinkertons. The KKK is doing bad stuff. That's not a good place to be. I think I'd rather be in Transcaspia right now. Oh dang. Sadly, the Pasha, Enver Pasha, rejected our offer. Guess we're gonna have to kill him either way. We're speeding down here so we can get rid of the army issues modifier. It's time to go down our political focus so we can see who will win this 1923 election. We're going for the army maneuver expert because out here, at least in Central Asia, I think we just need speed more than anything else. We now have the 1923 election. Let's see who wins. So we got the coalition in charge now. Ooh. Savetsky marches on Ashgaban. Savetsky seizes the state. Trans-Caspian Military District. We have Ippoliti Viktorovich Savitsky. We have a white general in charge. We did it. Crush the socialists. Get them out of here. The white army coup in Ashgaban. It's happening, the Labor Day invasion. That means Central Asia is going to start just going up into fire. You have the Red Army trying to take over the Alash Ordat, and then you have all the Turkish little dudes trying to fight over control over Turkestan. Ladies and gentlemen, conflict in the north. We've received reports from our scouts. A new war started to link up to Kolchak's White Russia as a final goal. Until then, until only then will Central Asia be under sovereign guidance. We will not let this moment waver away. Oh. Escalation of the Turkestani war. So everyone's at war with everybody? I think we can take them out easily. I'm only really worried about them. But I'll probably just time lapse this for y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We won the war. We have to just start coring everything, and we need 50 political power before we can actually say we unified that. So I'll get back to y'all when we get that sorted out. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. The Turkestan government, the Russians' legions, unified Turkestan. Order has been restored. And now it's time to march on Moscow. We're now going to offer the Cossacks to be integrated back into our country. Hopefully it works. The Cossacks, they accepted. So now they're a part of our government. Now we kind of have to build up in case for these boys, because they're going to be coming for us. Soon, a new Russia, though many wish for us to calm down and consolidate the now devastated Turkestan, they have failed to see the bigger picture. This was never about being a rump state in Central Asia. This was a fight for the very soul of our home. Turkestan was merely a part of our large Russian home. The coming season will be rough for Turkestan, but it has gone through worse. This new time of troubles will be little more than a weekend in comparison the times after the Great War. Our people are strong, molded by the rough terrain of Central Asia, and our foes will learn this hard truth soon enough. So we claim pretty much all of Russia. We're opening up a military academy because we need this research lab badly. We're now preparing to try to get Kolchak to submit to us, though we may not agree on most things. We were on Kolchak's side at one point, and it would be pointless for us to fight amongst ourselves when we combine our power enough to stamp out the Red Menace once and for all. With any luck, Kolchak has realized this too, and some concessions will be enough to make him see reason and join our side. It is a long shot, but we may as well send our diplomats to see what we can do. If he refuses, we will have to take matters into our own hands and force him to see reason. Okay, we're gonna try to get Kolchak, because we're trying to we got the Cossacks to join us, get Kolchak, and then maybe the armed forces of South Russia, and then we can focus on the Soviets. We got Kolchak to get annexed by us, and now we're going to integrate the White Army. Though nobody expected us to do it, we have managed to reunite Turkestan and Siberia with our soldiers entering Omsk. Guerrilla forces have been almost non-existent, and Kolchak has chosen to join us in the face of a common threat. It will take some time, as Kolchak likely had different battle plans from us, but their experience will make us a monstrous threat once all of our soldiers have been properly integrated. In addition, our issues of manpower will be a thing of the past. With the White Army at our side, we will be able to take on the Red Army and their allies with ease. We will not let this opportunity go to waste, and we will make sure that the White Army is properly integrated in our forces. So we get a bunch of generals, and we core all their states. Heck yeah, well, let's get that on. And we get all their troops, so we have 66 divisions. We more than doubled our army. Now I think, hopefully, Tukhachevsky doesn't join them, because if he does, they're gonna have a lot more divisions, because right now they probably have about 65 to 75 divisions, around the same as we do, but they're probably gonna start pumping out more, or they're just gonna use Tukhachevsky's to fight us. We are now doing the focus. Leaders of the White Movement. Though not the only ones claiming to be the true White Movement, Kolchak's state was by far the most prominent of the white forces within Russia. With Omsk in our hand, there's no question as to who the strongest White Army is, and now the best shot at unifying Russia under a normal regime. Not only do we get their prestige and industry, but their duty as well. Kolchak was a symbol of resistance against the rising Red Menace, and now that duty falls to us. This does not guarantee a victory by any means, but the boost in morale will be just what we need to win the Civil War. So we remove our Turkestan ruins, because that was a bad modifier. The torch of anti-Bolshevik resistance. Ooh, that's good. So we just get buffs against Russia. We get buffs against the Russian Socialist Vanguardist Republic. That's good. I think because I'm on a time crunch, I'm gonna go ahead and go to war with the Russians, and then I'm gonna offer reconnection with Denikin's army. Alright, let's read this. Today is a glorious day, an infamous day, one which will go down in history. For years, Russia has been divided and humiliated by those who were blinded by the German agent Lenin. This ends now! It was from Muscovy. Our great state was born centuries ago, and it will be by Muscovy to which we return in its darkest hour centuries later. Our forces are prepared, and our men are hungry to save their homes. We need only to give the order, and our men will dash across the Urals for loved ones. For once, the cities of Moscow and St. Petersburg will be free from the Red Menace, and the Russian people will be able to live in peace once more. Glory to a united Russia. So we declare war on them. Alright, let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We took them out. My elite units, they went in the south and just completely started encircling them. It was insane. We're now going to try to offer reconnection with the Iniki's army. Though our paths have diverged since we separated, our goals are one and the same. We owe much of our success to South Russia, as it was with their aid that our state was born. Now the time has come to return the favor. Most of Siberia is ours, and we are almost prepared to retake Moscow. We will send our diplomats off to return the White Army to its full potential and strike down the Red Menace once and for all. It is the only right that we do. Let's see if they accept. Ladies and gentlemen, Tsar Nicholas II arrives in Moscow. Our former Tsar Nicholas II has arrived in Moscow. He's been granted asylum by the Russian government and has been given a warm welcome. Many officers have begun mobilizing to support him, and many of the people are beginning to rally around him. This is a sign that the Russian Empire is beginning to reunite, and we are the beginning to see a new era of Russian history. A welcome surprise indeed. So, Russian Imperial Government. Ooh, let's chat. Restoration of the Russian monarchy. Ladies and gentlemen, the restoration of the Russian monarchy. The Russian monarchy has been restored under Tsar Nicholas, marking a significant shift in the nation's political landscape. The Tsar has returned to power, and with him, the ideals of the old empire. This restoration has sparked both celebration and dissent among the populace as the nation grapples with the implications of this historic event. Long live the Tsar. We got Tsar Nicholas back. Also, it bypassed this. At long last, we are home, and what a mess it is. This is not the same city we left behind after the revolution. Those monsters have disgraced its good name and figure. Though we have much work to do in restoring our home to its size and power, we will take a moment to celebrate what we have done. The global revolution has been shattered at the source, and the rest are no longer safe. Unlike many before us, we will be able to declare a unified Russian government capable of taking on the remnants of the Russian sphere. Helsinki, Minsk, Warsaw, all cities just remain outside of our control. We will advance anywhere, and the White Army will find its success written into the history books. Glory to the new Russia, and death to the Red Menace. The white forces of South Russia have unified with us. That is good. We got all their generals. It's time for us to go into the Caucasus. The Caucasus always remained among our more troubled territories to control. Own 500 years. Alright, so we're just going to take over the Caucasus again. Let's go in there. We're now going to demand Kerensky's annexation. Though not as prosperous as the rest of the motherland, the Far East is just as much a part of Russia as any other state. They have done well for themselves so far, but they were never the main players in Russian reunification. Enough Russian blood has been spilt already. We need not spill more of it over a frozen wasteland. They should be wise to give up now while they still have a chance at mercy. Some minor concessions will likely be in place for their approval, but that is something we would be happy with. Hopefully Kerensky accepts. Kerensky accepted being annexed, so now we're gonna go in on Tukhachevsky so that he can't spread Bolshevism back into Russia. We're about to go in on Ukraine, the Belarusian, Polish-Belarus military district, and all of the Baltics. With this focus, let's read it real quick. Following the collapse of Germany after the Battle of Paris, Poland and Belarus made a deal with the Red Devil rather than the fight for what was right. Their assistance during the Civil War could have secured a white victory by 1921, preventing all of this madness in the first place. It is clear the region cannot be trusted and must be put under the thumb again as soon as possible. We have long been a stabilizing factor in the region, and the consequences of that factor leaving are clear for all to see. Let's go in. The Tsar decrees that we have to take back Trebizond and these other Western Armenian lands into the Empire, and it will be done. Now it's time for us to go in and finally finish off the Baltics. It's time for us to grant the Poles autonomy within our empire. This way we don't have to risk them revolting against us. It's now time for us to reincorporate Finnish territories after acquiring the land from Sweden in 1809. Finland has always been in a close relationship with the motherland. Finland has always been among our calmer territories, comrades in every sense of the word. Once they were ripped away from us by the Kaiser via the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk, they've left to suffer alone in the cold. We must march into their land at once to bring our brothers and sisters home, where they belong before Sweden gets any ideas. So we're gonna go to war with them and take them over again. We can finally declare the reunification of Russia. Russia was barely a functioning state under the rule of a weak Tsar who fell under Rasputin's sway. But no more. We have risen from the ruins of the Great War in better condition than before. Though we retook Moscow, we were nowhere near done. Our brethren were in chains and a piece of our very soul under Japanese occupation. On this day, we can finally declare that Russia is whole and back on the world stage. By no means are we done. This tragedy has left us enraged and hungry for revenge against the world that ruined us. From this moment on, those of you hearing this message are no longer safe. On July 6, 1927, the White forces reunify Russia under the leadership of the former Cheers for a new Russia. We're no longer the transitional government, we are the Russian Empire. Rise, my motherland. Even during our deepest times of trouble, Russians have always gotten back up. This is no different. When Sweden pushed us back from Narva, we got back up stronger than before. When Napoleon battered us time after time, we got back up stronger than before. And now, when the Kaiser and his Bolshevik agents shattered us, we will get back up stronger than before, with the rest of Europe just as shattered as we are. It is time we claim our prize. As the protectors of Orthodoxy, we're going to go in to try to get Eastern Armenia, since we are the defenders of Eastern Orthodoxy and Slavs. So we're going to take these places over because the Tsar wants to, and to, remove any Turkish threat in the region. The Tsar is going to go in on Afghanistan. We were playing the great game for a while with the British, but they are out of the region now, so we can take over Afghanistan to establish our dominance in the region. After taking over Western Armenia and Afghanistan, the Tsar is going to take over Persia now. In the meantime, while the Tsar gets ready for going to war in Iran, pretty topical right now, we're trying to get back Bessarabia from the Romanians because we realized they were a weak ally to have. Well, looks like we're gonna have to fight the Hungarians, because they wanted to go in here and fight my puppets. Oh well. Honestly, we'll do a double war. Watch this. Hungary, you're gonna die. How many divisions you got? 60? Ah, we can fight you. We got this. Go, go, go. Call your, bro, call your ally in so I can fight both of you. Allah. Maybe I need to send some dudes over to the other side so it doesn't just get overrun. That would probably work. Bam. I'm not too worried though. We've dealt with worse. We're stuck fighting in the Carpathian Mountains over here. Just a slog, but I mean, we're Russia. Look at this. We got almost 13 million manpower. I'm not worried about any sort of manpower issues because we're clearly fine. Alright, let's get men over here because I need them. I need my men over here so the Caucasus doesn't just get like completely taken out. Crying, it's a sign of the times. Sweet. Gotta get away from here. Wonder if that's enough to take them out. That might have been enough. Ooh, encirclements. Put it on wet it, guys. Guys, put it on wet it. We just took him out. 46k. Not too bad. I'm trying to speed through these last focuses because I'll be honest with y'all, it's just us fighting more people. It's pretty much just us fighting all these dudes and then fighting all of Germany. So if y'all want to see that, stick around, I guess. Let's see. Winter expert? Sure. Oh, we got encirclement. That's pretty good. We're probably gonna end up, I think we're gonna take out the Hungarians before anybody else. That's funny. We gotta get away from here. I'm crying at the sign of the times. So we gotta fight the Chinese. That's no bueno. Infinite manpower versus infinite manpower. Tehran, here we come. Call me Benjamin Netanyahu, cause I'm going into Tehran. Or I guess the US military would be more accurate. Okay. Let's see. I'll probably just take all of Slovakia, cause like, you know. Let's see. I have an idea for how I want these borders to end up turning out. So I think I will take autos. No, I won't take that. Puppets. Satellite, Austria. And then, satellites. Ooh, we gotta take that. You know, to make sure the Hungarians have no nationalism ever again. The Republic of Serbia, you get those lands. I don't want them. We'll take this because I'll give it to Transylvania. And then Hungary, we're gonna puppet you. With the power of the state transfer tool, we will take this. Bam. Big Transylvania. And we also took all of, oh, what the? Border gore, not in my game. But yeah, Iran seems to also be on their way out of here. But I hope y'all are having a good day. This campaign's been fun. I wanted to get this out sooner, but I've been a little busy. I've had to do like stuff with school. I'm having to get ready for graduation. No, that way they'll get it. Come on, just give up, Iran. I'm worried the U.S. military. Why isn't the Middle Eastern countries giving up when I put them in submission? Let her be. Just, I don't know. Coastal forts. I have my little Space Marine divisions that I used. That's how I won against the Soviets, honestly. Who are these dudes? Why are they... You know what? We don't ask questions. This is HOI4. You just attack and ask questions later. So we're gonna have to fight that. That's no bueno. How many divisions they got? Oh no, we can fight that actually. Never mind. Huh. I was thinking we were weak. I forgot I'm playing as a fully unified Russian Empire. What am I taking? I don't know. Let's figure out what all my calls were. Hopefully it's just that. Looks good enough to me. Puppet. I guess we'll just take these and give them to our puppet, because I don't really want Neo Samaria. Or maybe I could split it with the... I'll give that, and that to my puppet. I'll give this to these little dudes. They earned it. There we go. We just completely... Oh, Baghdad, give that to the Persians, obviously. You know, no tensions there. The European way of dealing with borders. Alright, let's deal with China now. Or let's go on Germany. With all of the Tsar's goals in Europe achieved, he's going back into China, and he's going to try to integrate the current Mongolian puppet that we have set up in this region. Hopefully we can. They should. I mean, they're our puppets, so they should accept being integrated. And then we're going to have to... I kind of want to wait for one of these to win, and then we'll take out whoever wins. The Tsar is using the excuse as we want to retake our Chinese Eastern Railway that we had before the end of the First World War, and we want to restore ownership over it, and so we're going to go in on the Viceroyalty of the 3 Eastern provinces, since they're about to defeat the Cantonese government. with the Tsar securing northern China, we're demanding that we get back the Sakhalin Islands from Japan that we lost in at the end of World War One and the Russo-Japanese War. So we gotta get ready, because they're probably gonna fight us, knowing the Japanese, they won't give it up. From 6 little states here, we did it. We formed the